You know, when I got into this, I really just wanted to have an excuse to kick my girlfriend, well, my ex-girlfriend, that I was still living with, out of the fucking house for a couple of hours, just so that I could have a couple of hours of peace. And I brought my best friend Dennis in, and I was like, let's do a podcast, man. We'll just record us talking about the fucking news. And like every day there's new shit to fucking talk about. We'll do it once a week. That gives us all manner of shit to talk about. Like just, you know, we'll look at news stories, what's going on, and talk about it. It'll just be fun. And he was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And I used to fuck with him so much about so much shit, dude. I always loved amping him up, man. It was fun. And I would always do this like really serious. We gotta do the news, man. We got, and then I would just fuck around so much. Like that was part of what I thought was the charm of the show when it was just me and him. And but I never took it serious. I was like, nobody's ever gonna watch this shit. I'm just gonna fuck around until I get bored with it. Nothing's ever gonna happen. You know, I'm like, whatever. I just want to get rid of my girlfriend for a while. Might as well post it on YouTube because why not? And it was a lot of fun. And then when I moved, like Dennis came over for a while, and you know, I was living alone. Fuck all to do all day. And so I just kept doing it, but I just kept doing it myself. And I was just screwing around. I didn't take it serious. Back then, in 2016, that was the beginning of all the insanity. It wasn't fucking crazy as shit back then when I started. It was relatively normal YouTube, you know? And I had a lot of fun. And then I started watching, you know, all the political people. I started watching Bearing, and I started watching like Undoomed, Kraut and Tea, fucking. I started watching all these fucking people because they were hysterical. It was so funny, and they all, you know, did shows with each other and shit like that. And I was like, oh, I could do that shit. I'm like, I'm an asshole. I can just be an asshole. Like, what fun! And I started just fucking around with that shit. Talking about feminism and the ridiculous dumb shit. They're making fun of Riley. Anybody remember Riley? Cube. Fucking Milo Cube. Like, Anita Sarkeesian and the fucking chick that Bering fought with all the time. I don't remember her fucking name. And, like, yeah, the Warskis, and we were all having fun. Like, it was good times. They were making their serious videos. We were being shitheads. And it's like, you know, if you don't like it, don't watch it. But your subscribers are coming to my channel and fucking with me. Well, they're not fucking with you because I'm saying this shit. They're fucking with you because you're saying that shit. Like, it isn't my fault that you're saying crazy shit they're coming to fuck with you on. It's like, no, they're threatening me and stuff. And I'm like, well, yeah, I get threats too. Like, dude, it was all fun. It was good times. And then, like, all of a sudden it got serious. Like, people started getting fired. People started not being able to use banking thing. Like, Patreon becomes a thing, and everybody's like, oh, this is great. This is such a great way to get, like, stable income, you know, because when you're doing essentially a gig thing, when your living requires people to watch, you know, like, it's nice to have an even fucking paycheck. So, yeah, Patreon's fucking great. And it's like, nah, now you can't use it because we don't like you. What the fuck is this? And cancel culture. All all this crazy shit started. And like, somewhere in there was Milo. And I loved Milo. I thought the guy was hysterical. He was smart. Very funny. He had a great shtick, man. He could get attention. And then tell you some shit you need to hear. And I thought it was great. And then there was I think it was the Joe Rogan interview. And they fucked with the video and cut it all up. And it was an abysmal chop job. And I was so pissed off about that. But I never watched the show. And I went on and on and on about how the video was chopped up. And it was all bullshit. And I just didn't buy it. And I never watched the show. And then Kraut and T made a video essentially calling me out and being like, shithead, pay attention, fucking watch the interview. And I was like, oh shit. And he laid the whole fucking thing out, and I was like, oh man, this is a mess. And like, I got it wrong. I missed the whole fucking point. And that was when I realized, I was like, shit. Like, I got this wrong. And it wasn't so much that I was wrong. I get shit wrong from time to time. I just recently got something wrong. And then found out that I was wrong, that I was wrong. It happens from time to time. I'm wrong. And I always admit it. Because what am I going to do? Like, ignore it? It's not going to happen. This is why I got you guys. This is how I keep you guys. And it wasn't that I was wrong. It wasn't that I got it wrong. That happens. It was, I read my comments. I respond to everybody. I try my best. It's much easier now than it was then. Even then it was, but like, I got it wrong. And I read the comments, and the comments were all with me. And I'm like, oh. And it was like I started reading comments that were making the agreement point that was exactly what I was like, no. No. And when that happened, I decided that I had a responsibility to you guys, to my audience, to my fans, to the people who watch me, to the people who've watched me for a decade. I have a responsibility to you guys. Yeah, I goof around and I say a bunch of silly shit sometimes. But I hope that you all understand what's going on. I hope you get the sarcasm in a lot of it. But for the most part, I always go to the effort to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Because I have a responsibility to you guys. I don't want to mislead you in any way. And if I do, I want to make sure I correct that record immediately. Like, you want to know if I fucked up in a video? Watch the beginning of the next video in the timeline. If I say, hey, I have one thing, I gotta correct something, then I fucked up. If I don't, everything stands. Like, that's the way I like to try and do it, if possible. And because I have a responsibility to you guys to give you good information. And, you know, I'd like to think that I've built up a degree of skepticism and trust. Because I've certainly taken the responsibility upon myself to want to give you guys good information. Especially if it's something important. Like, if it's something stupid, whatever. But, like, if lives are at stake, I put in the effort. Believe it or not, I put in the effort. And so, get a comment on the video yesterday. Oh man, but I mean, like, I don't know if Candace is right about this, then I don't care about the pictures. But I'm eager to see the scientific evidence because that might mean something. And I'm like, and I start crafting the whole video from right there. I'm like, this is fucking it, man. Like, I'm gonna dig apart every piece of that, and I'm gonna really lay it out, and be like, nah, fuck this shit. Fucking Candace. Like, for the record, if Candace is right, like, just that line right there kind of set me off. Because I'm like, if Candace is right, it doesn't just mean that Brigitte Macron is a man, right? Like this is why I said I didn't really do the research. I didn't watch her videos because what I saw was enough for me to go, she's retarded, and just make a video about how she's retarded with just what I had, and feel pretty solid that I'm giving good advice that yeah, she's retarded. And I was questioned, and I was like, all right, question. That's good. We got questions. Let's have a dialogue. And I did a whole video breaking it down even further. I watched 8 hours of this dummy talk. And like I said, the more I watched it, I'm like, this is horrifying. Like, if only it was just that she's a man. Like, if only that was it. If Candace is right, then there's murder involved. There's incest involved. If Candace is right, Brigitte Macron is a man who impregnated Emmanuel Macron's mother, transitions or whatever. Like, this is the part where she transitions like a decent ways through her life, right? This is not when Candace is making the point that she transitioned very young. This is when she's making the point that, yeah, she transitioned very young, but she's still having sex with women and had a kid. Emmanuel Macron. And then she lives this woman life and meets her son. If Candace is right, then Brigitte Macron is Emmanuel Macron's mother and wife. If Brigitte is, or if Candace is right, there's stolen identity. There, I mean, there's a brother that doesn't exist, but he's in all these pictures, but we don't even really know that it's him. And there's this whole pedophile ring thing and Satanism. The whole French Olympic thing was a satanic ritual. If Candace is right, a satanic ritual that Brigitte and Emmanuel Macron planned themselves to do themselves. They did that. It wasn't a company that made all that happen. It wasn't somebody that was hired to do a performance. It was them. Like, If Candace is right, I wish it was just that she was a man. Like, but like, I have this fierce need now for Candace to not be right. I have this fierce driving desire to see something that will never happen. I need Candace to say she was wrong. I need for this to happen. I need it, A, to become an intro for my channel. Say that. I need it, B, because I will never have peace in my life until that happens. Because Candace has bamboozled one of you. And I have a responsibility to you. I need for that to happen. I need this evidence to be believed. And it will never ever happen. It won't happen. Period. It will never happen. Because Candace is going to get the pictures. And she's going to go, I've already seen all of these pictures. Didn't you watch my videos? I've seen all of these pictures. I talked about all these pictures. I've already disavowed all of these pictures because I've come up with some extraordinarily thin bullshit to say. So that's going to happen. And then the scientific proof she's going to disregard because, well, that's a French doctor. That's fraud. She's going to make an accusation of fraud against whoever it is that does the testing. Again, because why the fuck not? And like, they're probably going to sue her because they're going to be like, bitch, you're fucking tarnishing our reputation. I mean, they'll say it in French, but nevertheless, it will be the same thing. And because some French company is going to take a cheek swab or draw her blood or whatever, and they're going to do a genetic test, and she's going to go, it's in French, I don't understand it. And she's not going to give a shit. And she's going to be like, do you realize what company this is? This company did this bad thing at some point. I don't believe it. No, because Candace literally needs to give her a fucking pap smear to believe that she's a woman. That has to happen. She needs to get Brigitte Macron, the First Lady of France, she needs to get her to lay back on a table and put her feet in fucking stirrups, and she needs to get down there on a tiny little stool with a fucking glasses with a light on it and a fucking swab, and she needs to speculum that bitch open, get the swab, and then go, yeah, that's pussy juice. That has to happen. Or she will never believe it. And even then she won't believe it. She'll be like, nah, that tastes like cum. I will never be vindicated of this. Candace Owens will go to prison before she'll admit that she's wrong. Candace Owens will denounce Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, before she will admit she's wrong. Because she can't admit that she's wrong. She cannot. If she does, she's fucked. If all of this shit happens, she's getting sued by fucking France over this. She can't ever admit that she was wrong. Because if she's wrong on that, after all of that effort, she has to have done. She did. I watched an 8-hour, like fucking 6-7 part fucking, or 8-9 part fucking thing. And honestly, it felt like I was watching like seasons 3 and 4 of an 8-season show. Like, it felt to me like the whole time she's like, look, we're just rehashing old bullshit here, so here it is. And it's like, how many fucking hours of content did you do on this before you did this shit? And then the amount of time that she spent on it since... If this bitch has done less than 20 fucking hours of content on this subject, I will eat this fucking hat. She can't possibly admit that she's wrong. How could she do that at this point? Like, Brigitte Macron will live a man and die a man, and Candace Owens will live a shit artist and die a shit artist. Like, it there will never be a resolution to this. And it upsets me. Because, I don't know. I have a personal fucking fierce responsibility to you guys to give you good information. That if I make a point that I'm drawing other things together to make a point, I need that point to be fucking salient and true. I need it to be at least supported by some sort of foundation of fact. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I admit it. But it seems more and more that less and less people feel that responsibility. Like, forget Candace. Candace is dumb. But like Jimmy Kimmel. Was he doing right by his audience? Does he feel like he has a responsibility to give his audience good information? Does CNN? Does MSNBC? Does Fox? We had this fucking shit go off today. Some asshole decides he's a sniper. He's going to shoot up ICE. Reports are there was 2 dead. I saw other reports that 1's dead. No. I heard reports that they were detainees that were shot, which means essentially this guy, on behalf of illegal immigrants, has killed 2 illegal immigrants. That's if reports are true. But reports are spotty right now. Nobody seems to fucking know what's going on. Probably because shit just fucking happened. They're doing an investigation. They gotta see what the fuck happened. And then they've got to figure out a timeline and be able to tell us what the fuck went on. It could be a week before we really actually know what the fuck happens. But I'll tell you this. Within that week, the whole of the fucking internet is going to go over every fucking thing they possibly can. But only in little pieces. Here and there. I saw this video. Look at this picture. Look at this guy. They're trying to tell us that this kid who's sitting there in a fucking Dairy Queen with a 4-piece box. This guy killed Charlie. Oh, what? And then he was hungry afterwards? Like, the amount of conspiracy theories that are going on right now over Charlie Kirk, fucking staggering to me. I saw Joe Rogan talking about it with some dude. And this guy's like, You really think this kid, like I saw the picture of him and I was like, this kid is going to make that shot? And Joe's like, oh yeah. And he's like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, that's an exceptionally easy shot with the rifle that he had. Like, he's like, yeah. And this guy's like, I don't feel that he could make that. I don't give a fuck what you think. He admitted it to his father. I don't give a shit. Whether or not you can look at him and go, he looks too geeky to know how to make that kind of a shot. He grew up in a conservative household. He's probably a fucking hunter. Probably went hunting with his dad all the time. Let's look at this picture of this rifle. This looks like a modern rifle. They said that it was supposed to be like his grandfather's rifle from World War One. This looks like a modern rifle. And I'm like, yeah, in the text messages, he said that he had a unique rifle. So probably the barrel is the barrel from fucking World War One, and the whole rest of the body's brand new. People do that shit all of the fucking time. Like, there's a whole lot of parts of World War One guns that have been refurbished and sometimes upgraded. Like, it's the gun they found. Writing on the bullets. I imagine they've tested it. But I mean, how could he have possibly put that gun in a backpack? It won't fit. Here, watch this video of this dickhead sticking a barrel in a backpack going, oh, look, the barrel's too big. Did you see the video of the kid walking across town going to the site to go and set up to shoot? You didn't see him limping around? Like he had a barrel stuck down his pant leg? So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he put most of the rifle in the fucking backpack, and the barrel, since it's too big, that went down his pant leg, and that's why he's hobbling like he's got some sort of knee issue going on. And yet still able to bend the knee, so it's not like the whole rifle stuck down his leg, which was another fucking retarded ass theory I heard. All because we're covering up for a CIA hit or an FBI assassination. What? Charlie Kirk was too powerful, man. Or is this the underground deep state? Is that what it is? Like, it's so weird that this guy, right after the shooting, he goes up and says, arrest me, I did it. And then his pants are falling down, and that's really weird, and like, I don't, and then all of a sudden he's on child porn charges? How the fuck does that happen? Did you read the fucking story? Did you watch the fucking video of him getting picked up and arrested? Did you not notice he was handcuffed, being walked through, and he's dragging his feet? And then he sucks in his gut and his pants fall down? Oh, I can't walk, and then they have to pick him up and fucking carry him? You didn't see any of that? Oh, I'm glad that Joe Rogan is so responsible all of a sudden. That he's really working towards giving good news. It seems to me like Joe Rogan's still chasing fucking Bigfoot. Like, why is it Then I've got a show where I'm performing for fucking 20 people. And I don't dare let one of you be misled. And yet, the motherfuckers that make all the money, the people who have the blessing to do this as a career, the Hassanabis of the world, and they're feeding people horseshit and lies. Unabashedly. Unapologetically. And it's because they want more. They want more of it. Why wouldn't they? They've been trained. They want the money. Every time a Charlie Kirk gets shot, revenue spikes like 20%. That's my new boat. That's my next car. Everybody pay close attention to the fucking bling that Hassan Abi starts sporting, or whatever it is he's going to be showing off, or whatever new fun thing he's got. Pay attention. And all of a sudden, everybody's pimping their shit. We live in despicable fucking times. I don't know, man. It's been a depressing day. Like, work was ridiculous and lonely today. I had a couple nice people that decided to talk to me, and nobody else was home. Normally that's a good day, but I was in my head all day long, listening to the fucking news, going, oh my God. And it went from, I'm gonna bitch about Candace, to, I'm gonna bitch about this fucking ICE thing, to, no, I'm gonna do both, to, no, each one of them deserves their own thing. And then it just got worse and worse. And I'm like, oh, we are fucking up. Like, dude, everybody who is a content creator right now is fucking up. Because they're not putting in the work. Everybody all of a sudden has turned into Bill Maher. I read a headline that this happened. Did you read the fucking story? No, why bother? Great, well let's talk about it then, I guess. Let's all sit around, because this bitch is gonna lie, and this dude's gonna lie, and this guy's gonna try and tell you reality, but you're just gonna laugh at him, so... And Bill Maher doesn't know what the fuck's going on past the goddamn headline, because that's all he needs to read on the air. Great. Everything's turned into that now. And when people do dig into something, they run into something that confuses them, and then run way off on a big old stupid tangent and go, "Wah." We're not critically thinking anymore. We're overthinking everything. Because, well, I don't like that he was dating a trans person. So I gotta figure out some way that this is some sort of FBI cover-up, that he's actually a Republican because his family was Republican, so I know that he's Republican. And now that I've got my endpoint, now I need to figure out how the fuck we get there. That's how everybody's all of a sudden doing everything now. This is a really fucking disturbing trend that I'm noticing. Everybody's jumping in on it. So there you go. That's what's going on in my head today.